Right now at noon, police are working to figure out what led up to an early morning homicide in southeast Portland. What we know, plus.
I love that our community has just chose to figure out how to show up.
It's now been 1 week since a chemical tank implosion killed 11 Longview workers. How the community is continuing to step up. Plus, signing a new executive order aimed at putting some guardrails on artificial intelligence. And
he was a guy that had great relationships with a lot of players that had problems with other coaches.
The basketball community coming together to honor the life of former Trailblazers coach Rick Adelman, the legacy he left behind in Rip City. And developing right now, Portland police are investigating an early morning homicide in the Hazelwood neighborhood. Good afternoon and thank you for joining us. I'm Tim Gordon. That investigation shut down parts of 122nd Avenue in southeast Portland for several hours during the morning commute. Devin Haskins has the details.
122nd Avenue is back open this afternoon after being shut down for several hours this morning as Portland police officers investigated that early morning homicide. Portland police are still trying to figure out what exactly happened this morning after police officers found a man lying in the street. Police first found the man just after 4 o'clock this morning. They say the man had what appeared to be a gunshot wound. They also say that medics attempted to perform life-saving measures on the man, but ultimately pronounced him dead. It's unclear who the man was, how long he had been there before police found him, or what ultimately caused his death. Portland police are now asking for anyone that saw anything to give them a call. Portland police also say this is the 8th homicide so far in 2026. And to put that into context, last year at this time, there were 15. In southeast Portland, I'm Devin Haskins, KGW News.
And new overnight, Portland police say one person was shot and another is behind bars after a shooting in southwest Portland late Monday night. Officers say it happened near southwest Ruby Terrace just before 11:30 last night. Investigators say the shooting broke out during a dispute between people who knew each other. Police say the victim suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Officers say they arrested 48-year-old Jeremiah Brewer, who's now facing multiple felony charges, including assault and unlawful use of a weapon. We're continuing to follow the fatal shooting in Sandy that left 3 people dead and an officer in the hospital with multiple gunshot wounds Sunday. The suspect, a 38-year-old man, made his first court appearance on Monday afternoon. Court records show Brian Moore has a lengthy criminal record dating back to 2007. He's now facing several new charges, including 3 counts of murder. His lawyer entered a not guilty plea on his behalf. Sandy police officers were initially called for a domestic disturbance and say when they arrived, they were immediately shot at. Officers fired back. Sandy police say Sergeant Garrett Thornton was hit multiple times and taken to the hospital, but he is expected to survive. We've also learned the names of those who were killed. They are Mary Beth Overson, Jenna Overson, and Coben McClure. We're told Jenna was the suspect's wife. More is expected back in court next Monday. Well, today marks 1 week since a rupture in a chemical tank at Nippon Dynawave caused a massive implosion, killing 11 employees at that facility. All 11 people have been recovered now and identified, and investigators are now working to figure out exactly what happened. Meanwhile, environmental agencies are monitoring pH levels of the water around the Longview facility. So far, levels remain normal, even though thousands of dead fish are turning up in ditches close to where the implosion happened. Investigators with the Department of Labor and Industries are starting to comb through the wreckage now to see if there were any safety violations connected to the incident. And as for the fish, Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife says about 2,200 dead fish have been recovered from the ditch system next to the plant. They believe most of them died just after the incident due to the initial pH spike in the water triggered by the white liquor chemical leak.
High pH, can damage gills and cause them to, lack of oxygen, disrupt normal physiological functions, and then, in some cases cause mortality.
State and local officials say tests show Longview's drinking water remains safe and air monitors haven't detected harmful gases. Today, crews will fly a drone to conduct a visual inspection of all the ditches. And be sure to stay with KGW as the tank failure investigation is just getting started. Whenever there's an update, you can find it on all of KGW's platforms, including on air and online at kgw.com. Switching gears now, and Fleet Week returns to Portland, the waterfront today, and ships will start arriving this afternoon. That means you should expect bridge lifts to disrupt traffic, including MAX and bus lines. Expect anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour delay to accommodate lifts on the Broadway, Steele, and Burnside bridges. Today, at least 3 lifts are scheduled to happen between 2 and 5 p.m., but that could change. Expect similar delays when the ships depart on Monday. All right, it's a nice day for it. Taking a live look from our Rose City Skycam this afternoon, where we have some actually serious heat in the forecast along with the blue skies. Meteorologist Chris McGinn is standing by in the Weather Center with more. Chris?
Yeah, I think we're taking a run at our second 90-degree day of the year thus far, but it's going to be a quick shot of heat and then a little weather whiplash because tomorrow we're going to be a whole lot cooler, right? So welcome to the Northwest in late spring. Visible satellite imagery is showing hardly a cloud in the sky right now across the region. It's just a beautiful day, and to Tim's point, it is warm in a lot of places, even at the beach. The North Oregon coast is sunny right now. The Reserve Golf Course and Vineyard shot here from our Explorer Tualatin Valley live camera here showing a beautiful afternoon. I don't know what happened to our temperature out there. I apologize for that, but I can tell you we are 80 degrees on the nose here in downtown Portland at our KGW News Studios. It's 79 degrees in Vancouver, and across the Willamette Valley and up and down the I-5 corridor, a whole lot warmer today than yesterday at this time, with temperatures running a good 8 to 10 degrees right now, 11 degrees warmer right now at PDX than we were yesterday. So that translates to 83 in Tigard. Beaverton sits at 81, and Salem right now is checking in with 79 degrees. Easily on our way to highs up near 90, or maybe a little bit better than that. I've got us at 92 this afternoon, with a slight increase in the high thin cloud cover later today, but otherwise, again, a toasty afternoon today with 90-degree heat, and then, as we mentioned, some weather whiplash. We're going to have a tough time getting into the lower 70s, I think, tomorrow, and there is some rain in the weekend forecast as well. More on that coming up in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Chris. Time for a look at some national headlines this afternoon. President Donald Trump has appointed Bill Pulte to be the next acting director of national intelligence. Currently, Pulte is the director of the Federal Housing Finance Agency. President Trump said that Pulte would also remain in his current roles until a permanent head is named and gets Senate confirmation. Tulsi Gabbard recently announced she was stepping down as DNI because her husband is fighting bone cancer. She said her last day will be June 30th. And this morning, President Trump signed an executive order asking tech companies to give the government oversight of new AI models before their public release. The order asks for a voluntary 30-day review. Tuesday's signing marks a major step in the Trump administration's effort to regulate artificial intelligence. Well, several Americans exposed to a rare strain of hantavirus aboard a cruise ship are beginning to leave federal quarantine now. The Centers for Disease Control says 5 passengers have been released from a specialized quarantine unit in Nebraska. They'll now complete the remainder of a 6-week monitoring period at home. Health officials say the passengers remain symptom-free and will continue to be monitored through June 21st. 13 passengers remain at the quarantine facility. More are expected to leave in the coming weeks if they continue to show no symptoms. Well, U.S. job openings jumped in April despite economic uncertainty caused by the Iran war. The U.S. Labor Department says employers posted 7.6 million job vacancies in April, up from 6.9 in March, and the most since May of 2024. Layoffs fell, but so did the number of Americans quitting their jobs, a sign of confidence in their job prospects. Well, the Trump administration is signaling it's backing off plans for a so-called anti-weaponization fund of $1.8 billion, using taxpayer money to pay out people claiming they were unfairly prosecuted. The issue sparked fierce pushback from both sides of the aisle. NBC's Alice Barr has the latest from Washington.
Signs of a retreat in the battle over that controversial anti-weaponization fund, with the Trump administration signaling it's backing off on creating the $1.8 billion pot of money aimed at paying people back who claim they were unfairly prosecuted under the Biden administration. The prospect of Trump allies and potentially convicted January 6 rioters scoring taxpayer-funded payouts stirred fierce backlash and rare Republican opposition.
I do think that the best way to handle it is if the administration decides to shut it down themselves.
A judge paused the fund after a prosecutor on January 6 cases filed suit. And in new comments, President Trump told ABC News, if a court doesn't allow it, and right now a court has held it up, what can you do? While the Justice Department said it disagrees strongly but will abide by the court's ruling. The acting attorney general had previously argued the fund was justified.
In response to years and years of weaponization.
And open to anyone.
Anybody in this country is eligible to apply.
Democrats on offense are promising a push to block the fund for good.
Democrats are going to make sure this slush fund is dead and cannot be revived.
Now introducing legislation to officially ban it.
It is not personal to this president and vice president. It would prohibit any future president from doing the same thing.
Bipartisan opposition to the fund already held up a Republican bill to pay for ICE and Border Patrol that GOP members hope will push forward if the fund moves to the side. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.